Hello all. Welcome to today's class of the subject EC202 Signals and Systems under KTU. So in this class, we'll be dealing with module 5 of the subject, and the syllabus that will be mainly covered in the part 1 of the section are the frequency domain representation of discrete time signals, DTFS and its properties, DTFT and its properties. So, moving on to the first topic, that is DTFS. DTFS, we know that it is the frequency domain representation of a discrete time periodic signal. That is, a discrete time signal x of n, it is said to be periodic if it repeats itself after capital n samples. That is, n is considered to be the period of the signal x of n. Then it can be represented as x of small n plus capital N is equal to x of n, where x of n is your original signal. So let's take for an example, let x of n be some cos omega n. Then if you are applying this particular equation over here, it should be of the form x of n plus capital N should be cos omega of this n plus capital N. Because here you are adding n. So here also by periodicity property, it should be an addition of capital N. Or in other words, we can say that cos omega n plus capital N, that is, should be equal to cos omega n. Hence, on solving this particular equation, we get that the condition to be satisfied is for a discrete time signal is omega by 2 pi is equal to m by capital N. It should be a rational number. So, if suppose in the question you are asked to find out the DTFS coefficients, then that will include some 3 steps. And the 3 steps, they are being summarized as follows. That is, from the equation, we will first identify the value of omega. Then we will obtain the value of the fundamental period capital N naught, where capital N naught is equal to m into 2 pi by omega, where m is the smallest value that makes this particular N naught an integer. That we have already studied in the discrete time section in the first module. How to calculate the fundamental period of a discrete time signal. Now from this fundamental period N naught, we will compute the fundamental radiant frequency omega naught, which is given by 2 pi by N naught. So these are the main 3 steps that you have to perform if you are given with a question to find out the DTFS coefficients. And we know that is what is being written over here. That is, we will compute N naught by this particular formula and we will compute omega naught by 2 pi by N naught. And the DTFS representation of a periodic time signal x of n with fundamental period of n naught and a fundamental frequency of omega naught, which is equal to 2 pi by n naught, is given by 2 equations. That is, we have got a synthesis equation that will give you the value of x of n, and that is given by, as it is discrete, we will use the summation over here. Summation of k is equal to n naught. N naught means that is this particular notation denotes that the summation varies over a range of capital N naught, where N naught is the fundamental frequency. N naught x of k e raised to jk omega naught n. This is called the synthesis equation, that is equation A, and its frequency domain representation x of k, it can be represented as 1 by n naught sigma n is equal to n naught x of n e raised to minus jk omega naught n, and this is called the analysis equation. And here x of k is nothing but the DTFS coefficients of the signal x of n. And we can say that x of n and x of k, they form a DTFS pair. Just like x of t and x of s form a Laplace pair, here x of n and x of k, we are representing DTFS by the notation k, and it is denoted by the relationship as if you are performing a DTFS over the fundamental frequency omega naught of x of n, what you obtain is nothing but the DTFS coefficients x of k. And we can say that this variable k, it will determine the frequency of the sinusoid that is associated with x of k, and x of k is a function of frequency. So in CTFT, we had already learned how can we plot the magnitude as well as the phase spectrum? The same thing is applicable over here also. We can denote the magnitude of x of k as mode of x of k, and when it is plotted against the frequency index k, it is called as magnitude spectrum of x of n. Same way, the phase of x of k is termed as argument of x of k, and if you are plotting it versus k, then it is known as the phase spectrum of x of n. So these are again the steps that is being summarized. That is, first we will identify the value of omega, then we will obtain the value of fundamental period capital N naught by using this formula, and then we will compute the fundamental radian frequency omega naught, and then at last we will compare it with the synthesis equation. That is, x of n is equal to sigma k is equal to within bracket n naught x of k e raised to jk omega naught n in order to get the DTFS coefficients. So let's just illustrate this particular theory in the form of a problem. This is an example problem. The question is, determine the DTFS representation of the sequence x of n is equal to cos pi by 4n. So as we know that we'll perform the steps according to the order, step number 1, 2, 3. So first step is we will identify the value of omega. So from the question itself, it's clear that the value of omega is nothing but x of n is cos omega n. Here we have just written the synthesis as well as analysis equations. That is the equation for x of n as well as the equation for x of k. In step 1, we will find out the value of omega, and on identifying we get that the value of omega is nothing but pi by 4. In step 2, we will find out the fundamental period n naught by using the formula n naught is equal to m into 2 pi by omega. So m into 2 pi by omega. Omega's value is pi by 4, so pi into 4. So it becomes 8m. On giving m is equal to 1 itself, we get the value of n naught as a integer value. That is, if you are giving m is equal to 1, then we get n naught is equal to 8. Hence, we get that the fundamental period of x of n is n naught is equal to 8. So that is your second step, that is finding the fundamental period. In the next step, we have to find out the fundamental frequency. Fundamental frequency is omega naught is equal to 2 pi by n naught. We got n naught as 8, so it becomes 2 pi by 8. So it is pi by 4. So this is a case where the value of both omega and omega naught both are equal. Here you can see omega is equal to pi by 4. Same way omega naught, that is fundamental frequency, is also equal to pi by 4. Next, moving on to the question again, we have x of n is equal to cos pi by 4n. By Euler's equation, we can write cos theta is equal to half e raised to j theta plus e raised to minus j theta. So here the value of theta is pi by 4n. So this can be written as half e raised to j pi by 4n plus e raised to minus j pi by 4n. So this is of the form half e raised to j omega naught n, because omega naught's value is pi by 4. Half e raised to j omega naught n plus half e raised to minus j omega naught n. So this is the equation that you have to compare with the equation of x of n. That is, we will compare with the equation of x of n. We know that x of n is given by the form x of n is equal to x of k e raised to jk omega naught n. And we are asked to find out the DTFS coefficients. DTFS coefficients is nothing but x of k, the values of x of k. So on comparing this particular equation of x of n with equation number 1 that we have just got here, we can see that x of n is equal to sigma k is equal to n naught x of k e raised to jk omega naught n. So we can say that the value of x of k is half when k is equal to 1 as well as when k is equal to minus 1. Comparing this with this equation, we can get that the value of x of k, it is just simple comparing, you can get the value of x of k as half when k is equal to plus or minus 1 and 0 when k has other values. So that's all about the basics of DTFS, the details about analysis and synthesis equation, and just a sample problem to find out the DTFS coefficients. Thank you.